Hey, wonderfuls. Welcome back to another episode of Helpers High by me, Tiffany, episode 31. And it's going down, guys. It's going down. So many things to chat about. Since I left you last, we were in Disney, right? Living our best life. And from there, we actually got on a cruise with family. So there were about 17 of us who got on Norwegian Encore from Miami, and we sailed the seven seas. Okay, not seven, just one. But we had a fantastic time. Sananda was there. So yes, shout out to my bestie. And it was Greg and Shayla and Patrick and Anthony. But then my extended family with Sanander's sisters and cousins and all of the cousins. We had the Hart twins out there. Now, what I absolutely have told you before, and I know I have, is that cruising is part of my retirement plan. I don't know if it's truly when I retire, but it's definitely in my next chapters of life. I just love it. Okay? There is nothing like it. And it's the holiday season. So you have to know that the cruise ships do a little bit extra. There's Christmas decorations, and it's just the season. And I love this season. It doesn't matter where in the world you live. Okay? It doesn't matter what you actually believe in. It doesn't matter what your family dynamics look like. The entire week of Christmas, it's really the whole season. But needless to say, I'm going to talk about just this week because today, as I film now, it's December 21st. Okay. And Christmas is Thursday. So this is a big deal, right? There is no other day in the entire calendar where the world collectively shifts the way it does on December 25th. I don't care. New Year's Eve and all of those things, all fun. Yes, I get it. But New Year's Eve was never meant to be a religious holiday as Christmas is. Yet, somehow, Christmas, even though it is a religious holiday, it impacts the entire world. On December 25th, business closes, flights change, families travel, schedules are slower, right? Work schedules, lighten crews for most. I'm not going to say all, this is not a one size fits all. But in general, the energy is just different. Okay. So even atheists, it's not a debate, it's a fact. Christmas impacts everyone. Again, if you don't celebrate Christmas, you know somebody who does. What I most love about Christmas, the season, the holidays, the entire thing, it's not just December 25th, guys. I'm talking about the season of Christmas, is that people are consciously thinking about other people and you can't get away from it. Like I said, regardless of who you are, there's a conscious thought of, what are we going to eat? Who's coming over? Who's going to be alone? There's some of us who like to invite people that we know are going to be alone for the holidays. We don't feel like that's a day that you should spend alone. Even if you feel that way, we want to at least be able to invite those who are going to be alone. What should you bring if you have been invited to somebody's home on Christmas? What would make them smile? What makes them happy? Are we drinking at this party? Are we playing games at this party? Is it a dress up party? Do I wear my Christmas sweater? Here in Florida, Christmas sweaters are hard. I'm going to be honest. It's 81 degrees today. All right. It's really hard to put on an ugly sweater when it's 81 degrees outside. But I do love when you're able to kind of bundle up, but not with the jacket, right? Because I want you to see my ugly sweater. I don't want to roast to death, but I also don't want to freeze to the point that I have to zip up my parka over the ugly sweater. You know what I mean? So there's this sweet spot for what the temperature should be on Christmas. And this year here in Florida, it doesn't look like we're going to be in the sweet spot. Okay. Regardless of what we actually end up doing, I know I'll be surrounded with family. I know we'll have a doggone good time. And I know that I'm going to be thinking of a lot of people here and not here. So, as you know, a lot about Elena. I am the child of Elena. And what I haven't shared yet is that my mom actually passed on Christmas Eve. So, for some, this could have went the other way, right? It could be a depressing time of the year when you think about that, right? And so it was 33 years ago. So it is a longer time, right? It's not a fresh wound, you know what I mean? But definitely, comes back up in thought a lot around this season itself, as most memories do. So it's an interesting time for me because I still love the season. I still love what it represents. And I still understand that it's bigger than just Tiffany's idea of what is sad or not sad or happy or not happy or all those things. Okay, cool. So people plan, people pretty much consciously try to make sure that other people are thought of, right? Whether you're making the vegan mashed potatoes or the vegetarian stuffing or the potato casserole that no one else can make like you, or you're bringing the salad. Shout out to my girl Alexis. For many years, I had her only on salad duty. She had not proven herself at the time, but now she's turned out to be quite the chef. Christmas is definitely one that brings up a lot of inherited beliefs. How you cook, how you clean, how you show up, what you wear, all of that is based on your traditions that you learned as a child. I kid you not. Think about it this year, though, consciously. So let's be honest, though. Pajamas on Christmas is a big deal. You know that, right? I think in general, more pajamas are sold the week of Christmas. One, for gifts. They do make good gifts, but the family photos with the matching pajama sets have become like a staple. It's a thing. It's a whole vibe, right? Like stand in front of the tree or somebody's tree if you don't have one. Penny's does it and the professional photographers do it. And you wear your Christmas outfits. Sometimes families 15 deep, 20 deep are wearing the same color pajamas. Those lumberjack pajamas, okay, guys, we got to come up with something else. This year, for the first time ever, Greg and I have actual Christmas pajamas. I wear Christmas pajamas every year, but it doesn't usually match Greg's. And Greg wears a pajama. It's usually some type of Marvel or superhero or something. But this year, we got the cutest pajamas. You're going to have to watch one of the YouTube shorts to see what it looks like on Christmas Day, okay? But it's so fun. Shout out to the internet. You can get anything you want on the internet. If you don't have what you want, you don't want it. It's so fun. So, standing around a Christmas tree in pajamas, that should tell you a lot about human nature in general, right? Like, this is what our plan is. What pajamas are we going to wear and what food are we going to eat? What movie are we? Oh, movies. Movies is a big deal. People have certain movie top hit lists that they must go through. I love Jim Carrey, The Grinch. That is like one of the ultimate movies. But my favorite movie is Polar Express. I know with the word believe, like, come on, Tom Hanks. I just love it. Home Alone, classic, all of the things. So there's some really good nostalgic memories that comes up every Christmas that people just have to kind of dust off and press play and do it all over again because it was so good in their memory bank that they can't do without it. Now, listen, as humans, we beg for comfort, but we also beg for connection. And that's a big deal because around the holidays, that's what I said. I know I don't like to find out that people spent Christmas alone. I almost hate to find out that people spent Christmas at work, especially if you don't have one of those jobs that if you weren't there, people die. Like, nurses, doctors, hotels. Hotels is a big deal, right? Like, you can't have people staying as guests in your hotel and you're like, it's Christmas, I'm off. You have to have at least a skeleton crew there and so forth. But there are certain things that people do on Christmas that shock me. Like calling random places. Like, don't do that. How about you don't do that? Okay. How about you be okay with what you have in the house and you don't try to run out to the Walgreens and get the last minute jello marshmallows or whatever you need. Just be good without it. Allow those people who do have to go to work to not have to work super hard because of you. That's all I'm saying. Again, courtesy, respect, mindfulness, call it what you want to. But if it is not a death mission that you are on, don't do it. If you forget the pecans for the pecan pie, eat the apple pie in the freezer. Don't make such a big fuss. It's not good for you. It's not good for the people who have to be in these shops just in case you forgot the pecans. Just stop it. Okay. Here's what I know also with the introverts. My introvert people. I don't know, you guys may or may not have noticed. I am an extrovert, okay? And I don't actually know many extroverts. I can probably name like 3 of the 4,000 people that I know. But I can tell you, you introverts who want to pretend like all you want to be is alone, human nature says that's a lie, Maury. Even introverts crave some type of connection. Now, it's not long periods of time. It's definitely not from anyone, but no one wants to really be alone all the time. But it does kind of take their energy. So it is something that they have to build towards. But at the end of the day, people like common loves, passions, things. That's why sports is such a big deal, right? That's why clubs are such a big deal. That's why social media on your feed is such a big thing because you get to customize the things that you want to see and the things that you want to do. But again, it's not because you always want to be alone. You want to be around people who are like you. You want to see things that you like, right? Not that extroverts like myself don't want to, but I think our range is a little bit different because me personally, I'm super passionate about you. I love to understand what makes people tick. I want to know what gives them energy. I want to know what takes their energy. I want to know why they made these decisions. I have a lot of questions for people, a lot of them which I can't ask. But it is for me very energizing to understand what makes people people, what they like, what makes you not like chocolate, what makes you only like, you know, blue. I don't know. I love it. The why behind everything to me is just super fascinating. Anywho, so this time of the year you get Secret Santas. Secret Santas are fun. I don't know if you guys are going to be planning on doing Secret Santas this year. White elephants. White elephants is good. We're having a white elephant this year. Now, here's the fun fact about Christmas. I like to make things easy for people. I do the cooking. I want everybody to come. I want everybody to enjoy all of those things. And I like to say that I don't want everybody to spend everything that they have on gifts for other people, if especially if you wouldn't have bought it for them normally. So I like the idea of a white elephant, but I have things that I have purchased all year, possibly, that I want you to have on Christmas. So even though we're having a white elephant, there may be 1 or 2 people who also get something in addition to a white elephant. gift, right? So, because it just reminds me of you when see it. So I have to pick it up. I know this is a thing. This is, again, Tiffany has a lot going on. Okay. But I like thinking about people. So I think that this is a fun time of the year because then you get an excuse to buy things for people that they actually like. And then, if you've been listening to them all year long, then it makes sense that you know what they, want. And okay, you get it. All right, so beautiful decorations. I hope you guys see my spinning tree. I gave a little bit more in this shot than I had in the last episode, which was not last episode, the episode before that. I showed a peek of the tree. Um, this is a little bit peek more. You still can't see the top from this angle, I'm sure. But I love seeing other people's decorations, the neighborhoods. Now, I will say that there's not as many Christmas decorations that I remember in the past. Like, we have the permanent lights outside the home and so forth. And I think a lot of people have gone to that. Um, I don't know. There's a sense that this is what new Christmas looks like, but where's all the blow up thingies and all of those things this year? I didn't see much of them. I know don't get me. I know they're out there. I saw them in Home Depot, then I saw them not in Home Depot, which means somebody has purchased them. I'm just saying that I feel like, especially in my neighborhood, then let me just talk about my neighborhood. It's like one every 8 houses that are decorated, and I'm in a neighborhood with 120 homes. So I feel like that's a few houses. It's not a lot of decorations outside. And I don't know. Then I asked myself again, because I have all these whys. Is it because they don't celebrate Christmas? Is it because, it's hard to put lights up? Is it because they don't have time? Is it because they're working 3 jobs? Is it because they're sick? You come up with all of these things. Why are there no decorations? It could be for many reasons, right? And you could just not like them. How about that? So all of the things in my head is what I'm thinking about, right? Like, why no lights? But to each his own. We put up our lights. We have these little Santa Clauses. We decorated our palm trees, all of those things. I love a decor. I love a decor, but I also love an accessory. You know what I mean? So Christmas is like both decor and accessory combined, right? So also Christmas music. Oh, I don't know if you guys are getting it in this year. Christmas music is so, so good. It's just so good. Puts you right in the spirit. The spirit to do what? I don't know. Dance, sing, mop with energy. I don't know. Definitely a lot of inherited beliefs. And the season is real. But as I mentioned, Elena did die on Christmas Eve. So again, 33 years ago, that was devastating, right? It's not devastating anymore, but it is definitely a memory. But it made me, again, probably 15 years ago, put it into perspective that, again, time is not promised. Some people are waited on bated breath now, to find out the fate of a loved one. So we have to be mindful and, again, respectful of other people and what they can be going through. Not everyone feels joyful on Christmas Day. And that's, again, understandable. We're human. Um, Families are complicated. So, as I mentioned, we were on that cruise with 17 people. The personalities are interesting, and we live all over the place. We're here in Florida. There's family that came from New York, Georgia, Alabama, you you name it. And yeah, you realize why you're separated. Love to be together, and the week was fantastic. We're going to do it again, though, because we had such a good time. Anyway, if there is unresolved issues, right, they usually rear their heads at this time of the year. People have such high expectation for the things that they want to see. If they want the apology, if they want the praise, if they want the gratitude, they double down on why they need to have it. And these types of things brings up a little bit of controversy. Needless to say, Christmas doesn't erase real life, right? It does magnify it. So if things are going really well, Christmas is a time where you can actually show a lot of appreciation. But if things have not gone good for you all year, this is a time where that self reflect seems painful. And that's what makes to me this week even more important. You got to seize the moment, guys. I know. I know that we know, but for some reason we don't know. We just continue to believe that we have endless time. We continue to say things like, not today, maybe soon, when I retire, blah, blah, blah. None of these things are promised. And we're making plans like, oh, we got this. Oh, in 2 years, I'm going to retire. In 5 years, I'm going to buy the white Lamborghini that I wanted. In 4 years, I'm going to. None of that. None of that is promised. And I'm not saying don't be crazy. I'm not saying, listen, go out there and make no plans because you can die tonight. I'm just saying to do the things that you're capable of doing now and not wait. So, yes, maybe you do have to wait for the Lamborghini because, you have to get your finances together. But you don't have to wait until Friday to call your sister because that's the day that you usually call her on. You can call her today on Sunday. It's okay. There's no limit to those things. You don't have to wait until Christmas to eat stuffing. You can make stuffing on a Tuesday night. This is what I'm saying. There's certain things that you don't have to wait for, yet we give ourselves so much excuses on why we need to wait. And it's not true. You don't have to wait for somebody to say, I love you first for you to say, I love you. If you love someone, tell them now. Anywho, listen, how you show up when things are not perfect is a direct reflection. It absolutely is who you are. So I understand when things are good, everybody shows up. That's how it works. You have something that they want, they will all show up. When you need something, who's around? Who has been there for you, regardless of what your needs are? Christmas is a good time to reflect on these things, guys. Who you've been there for. Maybe there's people who are always there for you. Have you been there for them? It's questionable. Presence matters. Patience matters. Energy matters. And you don't need a perfect family to make a meaningful memory. That's not what this is about. Every day you make choices and you have to decide, was that choice something that I would be proud of in the next year, in the next 5 years? You have the choice to make memories that last forever or to hope that no one will ever find out your choices that you're making today. It can go either way. What you actually need, though, is good intention. That's what you need to build meaningful memories. And there's a lot of people who are tempted every day by things that they have zero business in being involved with. Places they don't need to be, things they don't need to have, people they should not see. Those are all temptation. It's in the Bible. We know temptation exists. It has from day one. In any book, the Torah, any book you read tells you temptations were always real. What you do next, right, decides if it lives as just a temptation that you were able to overcome or if it becomes part of your life and something now that you're shameful of. Again, reflection time. It's the end of the year. That's always also a reflection time in general for people. New Year's resolutions. Yeah, that's what it is. And you're going to come up with a list of things that you will not do or you will do differently. And all of these great things. The gyms are packed on January 2nd. All of the good faith measures that we take, and then somehow they fade out and we're okay because we didn't tell everybody our plan. So failure is okay as long as everybody doesn't know that we failed, right? Oh, us humans, I know. Who are we actually hiding from if we ourselves know better? I know. And kids won't remember every gift. Hell, adults don't remember every gift. You don't remember who bought it for your kid. You don't remember who bought it for you. You don't remember what you bought for them. None of that. But they do remember how they felt on Christmas Day. So there are some people who go above and beyond on Christmas now because they maybe have not had the best Christmases and they're trying to somehow undo the memories of Christmas, right? There are some religions who don't allow their members to celebrate Christmas. You may not be in that fate anymore, so you may be able to do that now after many years. So you are now trying to find your own traditions and so forth. Huh. There's a lot of reasons that December 25th is going to call out the good, the bad, and the ugly. People will remember who made them feel welcomed, in their homes especially. If they got invited to Christmas at your home and it was welcoming, the food was good, the game was good, the conversation is good, the atmosphere is good, any good memories, it'll be one that you remember forever. I just remember in general just having a lot of times with the family and singing and dancing, and my family definitely believed in alcohol. um but just loud talking and banter and just good energy. I just love it. The things that actually matter don't cost anything. Your laughter is free. Yeah, it's absolutely free. People remember a laugh, okay? Your grace, your kindness in general. People remember that. They don't remember exactly what you did, but the next time they see you, they greet you differently when they remember it to be on good terms the last time that you guys were together. If you're calm under pressure, people remember that as well because these types of holiday moments bring a lot of uncertainty. So, as I'm saying, pretty much years from now, no one is going to remember the gift receipt. That's not really the things that you remember, but they'll remember the feeling, the legacy. Now, as I said, Christmas, right? The world pauses for Christmas. Yeah. We've had a couple of world pause moments, right? Especially in the last 5 years. But in general, when I talk to my family in Canada, they're going to be celebrating Christmas. Now, Boxing Day is a big deal over there, the day after Christmas, but it's all about the gifts and the presents and the shopping and the this. But Christmas Day, even though my family is Hindu in Canada, they still celebrate Christmas. Now, they're not celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ, they're celebrating family time. And I want to know, and I think this is also very interesting to me. So drop it in the comments if you can explain. If you grew up in a religious family that Christmas is celebrated, but not because of Jesus Christ, is this a thing for other families? I don't know. Now I'm questioning all of these things because we never had it to be like, oh, we're celebrating Jesus. But we absolutely understood that it was December 25th, and this is what people do. And we celebrated Christmas. And now I absolutely do believe that it is the day that we observe Jesus Christ's birth. I am not getting into the semantics or the conversation about it couldn't have been December. The harvest was there, the moon was out. It had to be more around October. It doesn't matter. And nor should it. And that's what I say. Sometimes we get so wrapped up on the specifics, on the details that we lose the entire moment. For all of my religious people who are wondering if Jesus was real, if Jesus was really born in that day, if he was really in the manger, if Mary never had sex, what, I don't care what you're worried about. None of those things are relevant. What I'm going to tell you is a day was created for you to consciously think of others, most likely spend time with your own family if you're able to, and enjoy the season. That's it. It doesn't have to reflect anything else. Anything that you overthink beyond that point is not with good intent. I'm sorry. It's just not. I know. I said it. Anywho, we can't deny that December 25th looks different, okay? There's not as much traffic on the road. I wouldn't know because I've been in my house every December 25th. I know that there's people who travel to me on December 25th and have said that before, so I'm going with that. I know that majority of offices are closed. I know that schools are closed. But I also know that time feels different. And instead of us rushing through that pause, whatever that small pause sounded like to you just now, whether you're off for the day or schools are closed and you have kids and whatever that is, just know to take time to breathe for a second. Take time to honor it. Don't just let that moment pass by. It's a big deal, guys. So let's do a quick pulse check. Ask yourself these questions. I'm not here to judge, and I can't hear your answers anyway. How do people around you feel on Christmas? Do you bring that energy, or are you there to get the energy from other people? There's no wrong answer, but I think that you should know which one you are. I think it helps in every situation that you put yourself in to know if you're going to give energy or if you're going to get energy. I think that's a helpful question that you should ask yourself because it sets the expectation for what your day is going to look like. Now, during the holidays, when you're sitting around all these family members and there's a lot going on, I know in my house, there's multiple rooms full of people, right? I have the family room, the living room, the kitchen is where everybody goes. There's the breakfast nook area. There's the patios that, patio outside that's usually set up. Sometimes the guys are in the front of the house. It just depends, right, on what's going on. But there's music sometimes playing. There's a movie on in one of the living rooms type of thing. Now, are you present in any one of those rooms, or are you preoccupied with other things that can be happening? I think that's super important as well to know. When you're going somewhere, are you actually going? Or are you there just to check it off the box? Being present is a big deal. Anyway, are you consciously creating memories? Do you go into it saying, I want to make sure that I create some type of memory? I think that's a big deal too. To know if that's your expectation, you got to set it up. So just like you would any work project or any school project or whatever it is that you do, there should be an expectation for what it is that you're doing and what you would like the results to be. And have you ever asked yourself if this moment was actually going to be remembered forever? Does it really tell your story? Would you be proud of how you showed up for it? Hmm. Again, no guilt, no shame, just awareness. I think it's a good reflection and it's something that we don't do often enough. is set the expectation for what we expect from these interactions. Sometimes we set up it's going to be great or it's going to be horrible, but we don't say what we're going to do to make it great and how we've contributed to making it horrible. Anyway, we shall see. We're only 4 days away from knowing what you did. So, Christmas is not just a holiday, it's a reminder of connection for all of humanity. How you show up this week matters more than you think. I'm going to say go out there, make memories, give appreciation, slow down, slow down, enjoy the moments. Be a part of the Christmas that somebody will remember forever. Okay? Yeah. Try to make that long lasting memory real. And if no one has told you lately, you matter. You have always mattered. Oh, your presence is why someone wakes up every day. I kid you not. I know, whether you like to admit it or not, somebody's here specifically for you. And the way you love, it lives on. So love big so it can live on big. We're going to eat, we're going to celebrate, we're going to enjoy Christmas holidays. We're going to come back for New Year's and we're going to talk more. You know, again, finish this year with our podcast, our Helper Side podcast. And again, thank you so much for continuing to gift your time. And I really do hope that these messages are just allowing you to self reflect and, you know, bring that good energy and consciously think of what you can do more of and why people need you and why you're so great. The reason that you're here, if you don't know it already, your gift, your compassion, your empathy, somebody out there has been thriving because of you. And don't you forget it. Till we meet again, together we make magic.